Oh god, sorry about that. Back to play all of them? Honestly, I don't think I could do it to play all of them again. Like, if they done a remake, then yeah, I will definitely play them. But playing the old games right now, honestly, I can't bring myself to do it. It's vaguely no, I banned him from the channel years ago. Like back when I think that when CS4 came out of Japan, like the guy was just spamming the most nonsense. I was like, I am not dealing with this shit no more, man. Fourth playthrough of Cold Steel. Holy shit, man. Holy shit. I think how many times have I played it? I had to play it probably like 3 times, mainly because I missed the treasure chest. Like going for platinum in those games are like very, very, very tedious. I was so happy that when Kuro came out, it didn't have the treasure chest, it didn't have the people's note, it didn't have fishing. Like the fishing one, I didn't mind. That's easy, but like the people and treasure chest, my it was so tedious in previous games. I think what was it? Hajimari? I missed one, and it was in like the most stupid place. So I think like more than halfway through the game, I was so pissed off, man. Like, it is the worst feeling to miss one. And I think the worst thing, I'm following a guide as well, and I'm just like, how did I just miss over this? I think, honestly speaking, I think they would redo Sky at some point. When that will be, God knows when, but I think at some point they will do it. Yeah, like for the people that had bondings, I done it, but it was like the non-people. So like, what's his name, Patrick? Yeah, it was his one that I missed, and he was in like some random place. And I'm like, am I supposed to know this? Cause I don't always talk to every NPC, but fuck me, man. I was so pissed off, man. What's up, Cheesy Steve? How you doing? Yeah, we have the battle scope all over again. Honestly, I don't think I'll platinum the game. Like, it's not long, but at the same time, it's just I don't know. I think I've just burnt out on it. And it didn't help in Hajibari. You had the what was it? You had the Pom game, like the Tetris thing, and you had the Vantage Masters game, and like the final opponent. Oh my god, that was just basically playing against RNG at that point, man. Like even the Pom game as well. The final opponent. I think I was on there for like a good, like 20-30 minutes, man. Thankfully, like career for like monsters, literally all you need to do is just attack them and beat them, and that is it. Battle scope, just wasting one turn every fight. It's still OP. To be fair, it's still OP. But I don't. I remember. I think I was on it for like a good 40 minutes because I was just getting screwed over. Like it was just not going my way half the time. And Nayuta dub. I didn't even realize that, boy. Honestly, I think if we were to get a crossbell dub, it'll probably happen like when a remake comes out. That seems like the only logical answer, I would say. It won't be announced. Like, mainly because this game hasn't come to the West officially. It won't be announced, but I think they'll announce it. They'll announce it next year. They'll probably like announce it like mid next year, maybe. I could be wrong, but that seems like the play. Guy in the chat, boy. Can we talk about Kuro too? Honestly, I don't mind, but just be mindful. I know there are some people there that well, I'd assume people that are here probably see me play it, but just be like extra careful, I'd say. Yeah, I would say just avoid the big spoilers. Oh shit, I have started. Why is this so? Yo, that music is so low. How many games after Kuro? Um, what did they say? They said they were like 60, 70% done. So I'll probably say like another. I don't know, 4 games, 4 or 5 games, depending on how they want to do it. If they're doing it two per like region, then yeah. If not, probably like another like 4 or 5. Nah. Kuro's definitely not getting a part 4. I say that because the DLC, I say DLC, the update that we got literally just says final chapter. So the next game will be like the final one for that. I don't think they're rushing. I think they planned it out Like, don't get me wrong, I understand there are some issues with Kuro too, and it was easy to see them. But I think the play for them is to finish this and then go into East 10 and then give Kuro like what, a year, 2 year break or whatever. The music that they're playing is very, very, very low. We're kind of clueless. I mean, yeah, we got some answers, but then there's just like other answers, and then that update ending was just like, what the fuck is gonna happen in the next game now? Sup, Ren? How you doing? Indeed, it does look good. But for us people in the EU, we have to wait until next week to order us, which honestly, I do not know why.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Hello.
Thank you very much for joining us today on the Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie voice actor panel.
Heck yeah. Thank you for having us. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much.
I was actually assigned here as part of my class field trip.
That's right.
just
You
ended
don't
up
get to go
here.
here.
We got to find the bad guy and take him down.
Oh, we will
Turn
do
on my
that and
stream
much,
and I was
much
suddenly
more
here.
today on the
Demon
stream.
as Sween Able.
Couple of
Okay.
logistical things to mention. For those of you watching at home, thank you very much. We will have a very lively and engaging chat with our staff who will be facilitating some questions that might come up as we go through the panel, as well as some cool giveaways. So please stay tuned and keep an obviously please give your full attention to our lovely guest today, but keep an eye out for the cool giveaways that we have as well. And so what I'd like to do now is I would like to introduce everyone. I'll introduce myself first. My name is Alan Costa. I am a producer here at NIS America, and I will be your co-host. And I would also like to introduce Valerie, if you'd please say a couple words.
Hi guys, I'm Valerie Aram, and I am Aurelia Le Guin, in addition to being the director of the game. So I got to work with all of these lovely people, whip them into shape.
Yeah.
Cool. And before we, Valerie wears a ton of hats. She probably wears the most hats out of anyone on this panel. And before I have a chance to turn it over to our wonderful talent, I would like to share a message with everybody, not only to you watching, but also to our cast as well. So I'm going to be reading a message from Leona Renee. So here we go. Hello, everyone. This is Leona Renee, the project manager, lead editor, and co-voice director for Trails into Reverie. I was so excited when I was invited back to work on the Trails series, and I greatly appreciate NIS America's patience throughout its localization. I'd also like to thank PCB Productions for their patience during our several months-long recording process. It would have been a much more trying process without you. This was the most ambitious project I've ever worked on to date. There was a massive amount of text.
Yeah, it's
spread
kind of
across
low
three
on their
major
end.
routes and more
But
voice
let
dialogue.
me bump it up here a
Thanks
bit.
to a very dedicated team of translators and editors, some being longtime Trails fans, we were able to see it through. I hope everyone is excited to learn more about the team behind the game and the new English voices of the characters in the coming months. Thank you, as always, for letting me share a world I love so dearly with you. And from us at NIS America, Leona, thank you so much for your passion and dedication. We are thrilled to be able to share your team's work on this project with fans. And we are also thrilled to now introduce the cast to you.
Before you do, I just want to say, absolutely, we could not have done this without Leona and her passion for this project, because to keep all these different characters straight and all these storylines and know that guy can't play this character because he comes back 5 games from now and is this voice for this character. And you're like, wait, what? So thank you, Leona, because we absolutely couldn't do this without you and our help. So
Absolutely incredible.
now we can introduce everybody.
Yes.
We'll just go down the list. Go, Sean, go.
Oh, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Sean Chiplock. I voice the biggest Wooby character in the entire franchise, Reen Schwarzer.
Oh,
Leader of
Oh
Class
my
7, instructor
God.
at age 8. I'm pretty sure that's canon somewhere, but it's a pleasure to see you all, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Hey guys, I'm Joe Zija. I'm the voice of Kurt Vander in the Trail series, also known as Angst. It's been an amazing time working on this series, and it's great to be here. Thank you for coming and hanging out.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Mills. I'm the voice of Tio Plato, and it's good to be here, guys. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jonas Scott, and I voice the best big brother you never had, Randy Orlando. And he is honestly, one of my favorite characters. I have a poster of him right there. If you can see, you can squint really hard. He's next to Danny DeVito. But yeah, thank you guys for having me. I'm glad to be here.
I can't see that poster, but I'm Susie Young, and I voiced Nadia as well as Risha in this game. Both very, very cute characters, and I'm very happy to be in this franchise.
Yay.
Hey, what's up? It's Carrie Karanen, and I am your favorite drunk teacher, Sarah.
She actually got drunk before the panel in solidarity.
Look what an amazing job I did with my kiddos. I mean, they've grown up so much. Obviously, I'm amazing at what I do.
Not your favorite drunk teacher. Sorry. My name is Damon Mills. I am voicing Swin Abel. I'm so excited to be part of this, and I put up with
My guy's
Nadia's
camera
cuteness on
froze,
Teddy
boy.
Bear.
Woo!
Awesome. Well, thank you all very much. Let's get this started. First off, we are going to do a Q&A. Our first question is for all of you who are returning. You've been playing your character over the course of multiple games in the Trail series, and we'd love to hear about your experiences. So we'd like to know some of your proudest moments, as well as some of the things that you might have found challenging in voicing your character. So I guess I have my list here. I'll go down the list. I'll try to vary it from time to time so it's not super boring. But let's see. Carrie, can we start with you?
Oh yeah, sure. Gosh, this series has been quite the ride for me, especially with Sarah, because she starts off as this like really sort of like quirky, fun teacher. I love playing mentor characters, and I really love the relationship she had with her students, and then for her to continue to grow, and eventually you really learn a lot about her backstory and kind of where she came from, and to find that like she really had so much heart to her as well that's like underneath all of that alcohol was a really was really beautiful. It was really, really beautiful. So it's been so amazing to be a part of it for so long and grow with the character and have such an in-depth story, and then also see everybody else grow. Like it, because like when you mentor, it is so great to see like your little birdies get fly out of the nest and succeed and soar. And I just really love that in this game series, like I've been able to experience that with them.
Awesome, thank you. That was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Who's going next?
Well put. Well put.
Jonah, sounds like you're up. You volunteered yourself.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Randy was I'm fairly new to the industry, and Randy was one of the first characters I ever played in a video game. And this was a challenge in that because I was super nervous going in because he was a character that's been around forever. I mean, I played Trails from Zero, came out in like 2010. I was a junior in high school, I think, and I had it on my PSP. My buddy had it on his PlayStation Vita, which even at the time was kind of embarrassing to own.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No.
I will not take this slander.
But yeah, he was a guy that got me through a lot of hard times in high school, and it was really neat to get that, the sides for that, and then sweating over the audition, and then going into PCB, this big studio that I
So
was
scary. We're
I
so
think he's
scary.
fine though.
Valerie,
Terrifying,
everyone
right?
everyone calls Val Mama Bear, and that is
With their guard
incredibly
dog.
incredibly accurate. And I felt the most welcome I think I ever have. And it was a great way to be welcomed into the video game voice acting industry. And I get to play. I have a not to toot my own horn, but I have kind of like a leading man voice just at a base. So that's just my speaking voice, and it lends itself to being a big brother a lot and being this kind of like pseudo paternal figure for a lot of people. This like this Fred Jones kind of character, right? And it was really great to have that as a first experience. And that, I guess, the challenge was trying to do my best for the first time. And in this most recent game, Randy's got a lot of like cool acting moments that I think you
There
guys
are
are gonna
some
really love.
scenes, and man, did Jonah bring it! Like,
Thank you.
brought
I-
it, darling.
I'm excited. I'm
Brought
very
it.
excited.
I'm very excited for everyone to see these because, yeah, there are some scenes. That's all I can say. No spoilers, but there are.
Put
some
all the
scenes.
acting juice into it, man.
Yes.
Right on. Thank you very much, Jonah. Valerie, would you like to talk about Aurelia, maybe?
I love Aurelia. One of my favorite moments of being in this entire series, in addition to just having the most amazing cast, and I mean, it is a cast of millions, which makes it so much fun because I just get to work with all of my favorite people. But I remember doing a panel at one of the conventions together, and the creator was there from Japan, and it was like really exciting. And I remember just sitting with Erica Lindbeck and Carrie Kiernan, and somebody else was with us. Carrie, I don't remember who was
I
sitting
think
with
it
us.
was Joe. Joe, wasn't it Joe?
Well, we had like 4 really strong females just sitting there, and like
It was
I was
definitely
And
Joe
Joe.
then.
It's probably
Look, it was
Joe.
Joe.
That's me to a T. I get that all the time.
Maybe that's, yeah, I forgot it was Joe. And so
Julie.
it was so amazing because I love Aurelia because we don't often get, one of my running jokes is that in anything that's even remotely anime-esque, is they're like, well, she's the older, stronger, more experienced woman. She's 23. And I'm like, oh, I'm dead in anime years. Like, I don't exist anymore in anime years. So to have an older woman who's strong and in charge and kind of running things is amazing. And I just love that the creator wrote so many strong female characters who aren't 10, right? And that was
Yeah.
like what was such an attraction for me to this character, and I just love her. And I mean, I think I love the fact that she is so in charge and she sort of takes over and she does everything. And I think the most challenging thing for me about the character is that I am very mama bear warm. I like to be warm to people. I like to protect and nurture and take everyone under wing. And, I'll be your biggest cheerleader for your successes. And so the fact that she is a little on the colder, just very, cut and dry side, I think is a little tougher for me not to warm her up sometimes. But I love everything about Aurelia. I think she's amazing.
People still
I love
refer to
strong-
that panel, by the way. They still fondly look back on that Trails panel as like one of their favorites for
It
video
was a
games
lot
that
of
they've ever
fun.
seen.
Oh, we had so much
We
It was a
had
ton of
so much
fun.
fun. Well,
Yeah.
you never sit Limbeck and Carrie and I together.
No, that was a big mistake. That was a huge
Yeah, it just
mistake.
becomes tangent party of 3.
Well, also 'cause we never really see each other that much in real life, like as groups. You know what I mean? It's always like one-on-one in the studio.
Mhm.
Right.
Also, Val, what do you do when you have to direct yourself?
Oh yeah.
I'm fortunate in that Aurelia is she's my wheelhouse, right? Like it's what I do. I just know where to, drop her into here and keep her very in charge. And I know where she lives.
Mhm.
So if it was something else that had a more complicated voice or something, I'd probably drop Keith or somebody else in the room with me just to listen and make sure, keep me honest and on top of it. But for a character like this, she is just kind of my general wheelhouse. And so as long, once I hear her back, I just sort of
It makes sense that she's confident enough that she just takes over and you didn't need someone else guiding you in order to play.
Right. She's like, I've got this anyway.
Stay out of my booth. I've got this.
Look, I'll do the talking. You just click record and stop.
Well, Alan, you're three actors down. How's the time going?
Oh, we're good. We're good. Don't worry. We're still good. I also wanted to say I was at that panel. I actually translated for Mr. Kondo at the very end.
Oh, nice.
And it's
so cool. It was.
Cool. But what's funny is that if you all remember, he had commented because Mick Byrne came up quite a bit. And for the second panel, we still haven't gotten Mick Byrne back. So I swear, one of these days, Mr. Kondo, if you're listening, we will.
We're trying. We'll try.
They gave us. I think we got a little medal at that panel, right? And I have been cherishing that medal on my shelf.
The class medal
That day.
Yeah, it's on my
It
shelf.
was so cool. I still
Very
have it in the
cool.
box over there.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
And I feel like that was the night I met you, Joe. I don't think I've ever met you before.
I hadn't met a lot of people like this.
Hold on.
I'd only been in LA for like 2 years at that point, if that.
Really?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
so
And we
I
went
had
to
met a lot of
dinner
people.
because Joe drove us home. I remember
In
this.
his spaceship.
In his
In my
spaceship
spaceship.
car.
Yes.
Yeah, there. it is.
Yeah, I've been holding on to that. It's really cool. I show everybody on my streams. It's great. I think it's
Oh,
neat.
thank you.
Like he gave us a medal. It was really neat.
Super
Joe,
cool.
may I ask you to
special.
speak next, since with the
Yeah,
spaceship
totally.
car and all that?
Yeah.
I had like my story for the Trails series. I love because I first started in the Trails series not as Kurt, but as additional voices for the PC port of Trails of Cold Steel 1. And the story goes that like I had picked up Trails of Cold Steel on my own and was actually about maybe like 30 hours into the game and really enjoying it. And I got a call from PCB and they were like, hey, we need you to come in for Trails of Cold Steel. And I was like, I'm playing it. That doesn't make any sense. Like it's on the television right now. What do you want me to do? And I'm sure I've told
This is
Valerie
last
but
week
this
show.
actually happened to me at PCB 3 times now. I'm playing a game and they've called me while I'm in the middle of that game to be like, hey, you booked this. Obviously, it's not always like that exact same game. It's like, hey, you booked the next in series or whatever. But the other thing
Or
that
it's just that I'm watching you through your curtains. And I'm
yeah,
like,
like, seriously.
nice PJs, Joe.
I gotta-
You want to come in for that game you're playing right now?
I gotta upgrade my red
Is that all
camera
you have to
system.
do? Because I
God.
will definitely.
Just leave the curtains open, Gary.
Okay,
Just leave
all
the
right.
curtains
He's just kind of checking over his shoulder before firing up like a AAA game he's always wanted to be a part of. Like,
Just getting
Where's
out of the
that?
way. The other thing that was in those like additional voices lines for Trails of Cold Steel 1, a fan pointed out to me that after Trails of Cold Steel 3 or 4 came out, they were like, did you know you said this in Trails of Cold Steel 1? And the line is, forgive my curtness.
No, it's
That's
not.
funny.
It
Never.
definitely is. Like
Yeah,
I forgive my curtness.
says it.
2 games before I get cast as Kurt. It's really like it's one of my favorite stories.
Now you need to voice a character who goes, I feel like a millionaire.
Yeah, there you go. What do I feel like $1 million? So yeah, that's like I have a long lasting love with this series. It's been an amazing time.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe. Alrighty. Kaylee, may we hear from you now? Could you tell us about some of your proudest moments and or some of the challenges you faced?
Yeah, so Trails was also one of the first games I booked in LA. I originally booked Mint and Rosine, who are like some smaller characters, and I think Cold Steel 2, I think
Up and
was
down.
the first time. I don't know. I think we're on game three or 4 that I've done. But I auditioned. I didn't think like there was a point of me auditioning for more characters at that point, but I did it anyway. So like, sure. And then they called me in for Tio, and I didn't really know like how much of a story Tio already had at this point. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go in for another character. Like they're not gonna give me like a main character. And then I like looked up Tio and I was like, she has like 5 games before this and like this whole huge story, and she's been through so much up until this point. So it was a real challenge because Tio's like a character where she's really kind of calm and collected, but she's not necessarily shy. And then when she's in battle, she's very in control and calm. So she has to show that without getting loud, because she's always kind of in her pocket. So I feel like the first sessions that we had with her, it was really hard for me to kind of like keep myself in that zone because I'm a very like excitable person a lot of the time. Like I'm like I get excited and I'm like way up here, and they're like, no, we're not doing that. So, getting to like learn more about Tio's story and like why she is the way she is, and getting to learn that over time in multiple games, and then being able to come into the more recent sessions and feel like I just kind of like crushed that and like understood her and didn't have to be told that anymore that was probably my proudest.
Awesome.
Tio is #1 head pat receiver, by the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm
Tio,
best at it.
Tio is definitely a fan favorite. So very good work on that.
Thank you.
And
Nicely
Sean,
done, Kaylee.
you've been Reen for a long time. Let's hear your
Fortunately
thoughts.
or unfortunately.
I
No,
think
you know,
fortunately.
I know that
fortunately.
fans just can't get enough of Reen. You know, he's been the protagonist or pseudo protagonist of 4 games. You know, he's here in Reverie. I'd say I'm really proud of the fact that thanks to you guys, we're putting out a patch that's going to replace the protagonist of every game with Reen. You know, you can play Elden Ring as Reen. You can play, you know, what Bug Snacks is. No, I'm just kidding. It's not real. But
Oh my
I'm sure the
God.
mods are already, or the moderators, game mods are working on that already. No, proudest moments definitely on a professional side. Like we were mentioning earlier how much we owe to Leona to help us, you know, embrace the world and understand our characters. And I have to quadruple down on that. It was thanks to her and a big part in thanks to Val directing me that I was able to hone in on the character for the first game as easily as I was. And from there, it was just this cool mix, not only of watching Reen develop as a character over the 4 games and onwards, but also myself as an actor. You know, I was very open on social media and on my streams when I played through the games of talking about how I made adjustments to his voice. He does not sound the same in any of the 4 games, even though he is still the same character, kind of as a nod to the arc that he has gone through. And finding the ways to bring the familiarity of Reen Schwarzer, but figure out what was different in each of those games was just so cool. It was such a cool challenge as an actor. On the personal side, I don't know how many people know this, but I was a world record holder for Trails games twice. I had the fastest recorded time for beating Cold Steel 3 on New Game Plus, and I was also the first person in the world to do a full recording of beating all 4 Cold Steel games one after the other in a single continuous stream, which took
New Game
19 hours and
Plus?
47 minutes.
Boo.
So-
How often did you have to empty the
Ow.
bucket?
How do you think I stayed hydrated? So,
Oh my God.
no, so that was an incredible experience. I'm so happy for everyone that tuned in for that. For the challenges, man, I think it would just tie back into making sure that I understood who I was talking to. There was so much info to process. I remember early on recording for Cold Steel 2, that I was asking so many questions about, like, where is this taking place? You know, how far away are these? Is he from the person that he's talking to? How does he feel about this? You know, who is this person to him? Are they close? You know, did he just meet them? And I'm so grateful that PCB and Leona had not only the patience but the passion to answer every single one of those questions, because it helped me understand the world that was only being shown to me in text most of the time as thoroughly as possible. And it's a world that is so passionate, that is so alive. And I could talk for 15 minutes on this, but I won't. But I talk endlessly about how there's no NPC in these games. There's no character, no NPC, major, minor, doesn't matter, that doesn't evolve with the events of the story. And that is the coolest part to me. And it means everyone who talks has something important to say, has an arc to follow. And it's because of the group effort that they all are interesting in their own way.
It's very true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course, I would spend my Reen questions giving a Reen speech about the importance of collaboration and friendship. So
The power of friendship.
It's incredibly fitting. And on that, hearing that, so Susie, Damon, obviously, you know, as new from this one, you're probably aware, and if you weren't, you'll know soon enough. This has a very passionate fan base.
I can see.
People
yeah.
I
really
can
love
see
these
that.
games.
Yeah,
Um,
especially from the Twitch chat. Hey.
Oh, you're watching the Twitch chat? Okay.
Yeah.
Just like glancing over. Hey.
Right
Very
on.
good. Hi, guys.
So we'd love to hear your experiences about what it's like entering this beloved series and following in the footsteps of people like Sean and Carrie and everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really awesome just hearing everybody talk so passionately about their
Absolutely.
characters and being part of this long running series. Like, I feel very welcomed and honored to be part of this big thing. And especially, having the honor to take on the mantle of Risha Mao, who is very beloved, and also as the new role for Nadia. So I love them both. And thank you so much to Val and Keith, Leona, and the rest of the team for all their support in explaining to me what everything was about. But yeah, everything's been super awesome so far.
It's been so awesome. And when I was looking at
Loved
this,
having you, Susie.
when I was looking at the sides for these characters, I looked at Swin and I was like, oh my gosh, he seems so cool. And I immediately was resonating with him. So I'm so thankful to be able to portray the part. And I'm not as familiar with the Trails series,
Wait,
but I've
now?
had many
I'm not
experiences
doing much
jumping
about it,
into a
really.
beloved franchise, and getting to know the fan base is always such a privilege and an honor. Like Susie was saying, and just seeing from you guys talking about the series, I'm so excited to get to know it more and dive deeper into it, and especially as these characters grow, because they seem to be like an ongoing thing. So I love Swin and Nadia's dynamic. I think it's awesome.
Yes. Agreed.
Awesome.
Well, if you're here to cause trouble, you two.
Yeah.
Another thing coming.
Always.
Well,
Yeah, she
let's move on
did
to
say
question two.
as well.
This one is
She's
a little bit
doing
more
a
general,
Risha.
so we can just jump right to it. So about the character or characters you play. If you do play multiple characters and want to talk about a different one, please specify which one you're speaking about.
Sure.
What aspect did you relate to most? And then what aspects maybe did you find a little bit more difficult?
We don't have a release date, but
I
we have
think I
like a
answered
release
this
window,
online
which is like
already, so we can
summer
skip me, but
2023.
I like that she's in charge. And I would just
But
like
supposedly it's
more
coming out
her in
in
chargeness,
June
because
or
that's a little
something,
closer to
according
what
to
I
the
do.
leak.
But that's for me, that's Aurelia. That's what I related to.
All right.
Well, I personally haven't killed hundreds of people. I feel like that would be difficult to do. I
You
wouldn't.
haven't?
If I tried, I would probably lose my job. If not thousands of people. Randy's not a great guy. He's a great guy, but he's not a great guy. Great guy.
Don't judge yourself. It's a world of war. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah, you gotta
he had
do
a
what
knife
you
in
gotta
his
do.
hand when he
People
was
keep
like
starting
6 years
them,
old,
you
man.
know? I mean,
His dad was like, "You're gonna kill people, son."
I mean, the bad
but-
guy has to always think what they're doing is right.
Oh, totally.
That's true.
It,
That's
it
true.
helps
They
if
always
you're being
think-
forced to by the chancellor. It kind of takes some of the edge off because it's not you.
Yeah.
You're just doing what he's telling you to do.
Just
So
do what he's telling me to do. But the thing I guess I relate to most about Randy is he's a bro. He's very like I said, pseudo paternal figure. He's your big brother. He's got a little bit of leadership to him, but not too much to cause too much responsibility. I myself am a big brother. I have 2 younger siblings, so I have a lot of that like kind of baked into like who I am. And I come from a military family. It's all out there, and he likes a little bit of drink. He likes women. I mean, if you come to my streams, I'm a little broy myself. I have that kind of air about me. I've never was in like I was too much of a nerd to be in like a fraternity or anything. I stayed in my room playing games, but I guess it's kind of who I am. And Randy is a little bit of a little part of that. That's why I love him so much. That's why I guess I kind of relate to him that much. But I haven't killed that many people. So sorry.
that many. We went through, like, I haven't killed hundreds of people. I haven't killed that many people.
Yeah, I mean, there's
How have you killed?
skeletons in my
Murder.
closet. I
Like,
mean, come on.
what is going
You
on?
lose count after a while.
They're back
Carrie.
there in the closet.
Carrie, what aspect of Sarah do you relate to? I want to know this.
yes, please tell us. Tell us.
She's so fun.
Throwing young people into dungeons and just seeing what happens.
What?
I mean, that does sound interesting. No, for her, like, I come from a whole family of teachers. So, like, the idea of mentorship and teach, like, is huge for me. Like, I'm really into mentorship. And like I said before, like, being able to help be a part of the success of others. You know what I mean? If it took me 5 years, like, I want to take you 2 years, like, whatever it is, you know? Right. And I do love the fact that she is not conventional. You know, she isn't like, oh, I only care about you. There's no codependency inside of Sarah. So I really enjoy that about her, that she just doesn't really care what people think unless he's like a silver fox, unless you're a silver fox.
Then she really cares.
But she like really cares what you think, but she's too wasted to figure it out. But like the funniest part for me is that like I get cast as drunks all the time, but like I don't drink. Like I ran into a friend of mine in New York like 10 years after college, and I was like, oh, blah blah blah. And he was like, yeah, when you were wasted. I was like, I never drank in college. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, I don't drink. And he was like, you were sober all those times? I was like, yeah. So I don't know. Huh?
One of my favorite lines from you is still the end of battle quote where you go, drink something someday. Like,
I think it is like, I think the challenge in the recording process is really mostly Val. Because I already have some trouble with my impulse control, and like Val would like just be tempting me through the window with her eyes, and I'd be like, "Rah!" Like so, just being like, okay, these are children, Carrie. Behave yourself.
Behave yourself. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Like every third line, she and I'll just make eye contact, and one of us will bust up laughing, and then that's it. We have to pause and get ourselves back on track. Because the innuendo.
Well, also like when you're playing someone who's a little bit drunk, like there's like this balance of like being like having a freedom inside of you. Like if you're ever playing a character that's under the influence of any kind of like power or substance, I'm thinking the other actors can talk about this. Like you do sort of like end up kind of in a place where then like you yourself start to just get a little loopy, and you're like, I don't know what's real. What day of the week is it? I don't know where I am. Like, because you just like kind of lose your. Anyone else? Joe?
What?
Someone? Damon? I know Damon.
Oh yeah.
I always keep.
I don't know where I am now.
Because I feel like Joe always feels like the responsible adult, and I'm always like, Joe, do you behave this way? Because if you do, then I feel like I'm okay, and if you don't, then I feel like I have to clean up my act.
Joe is my like litmus test for a lot of like responsible actions in my life. Would you do this? He would. Okay, I'll do it.
Do you relate to Kurt then, Joe? Do you relate to that character?
Did I used to be a total tight ass that went to a military academy? Yes.
Maybe, yeah.
Literally, that was my college experience was a military academy. But you know what? In a lot of ways, like Kurt is very easy and also very difficult to relate to in the exact same way. Like I remember what it was like to kind of like be not like focused on work and not focused on fun. But he's so, especially like in the very beginning, he's so rigid about it that it's sometimes difficult to be like, dude, relax, like chuckle a little bit or just something. Yeah. So his character can be very easy and very difficult to relate to, like in the same aspect. And it's kind of complex that way. And even when he sort of like winks at the camera the very few times throughout the series, even then you're like, you're making me anxious, you know, like you just need to relax. And yeah, he's an interesting guy.
Susie, how do you relate to your character? Do you think you relate to? You have two characters, so you have
a myriad of personalities. I think definitely for Risha, she's very polite and reserved, you know, on the forefront. But she can also, you know, she knows when to get down to business. So I think I relate to that in some aspect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Yeah.
In terms of Nadia, she's very playful and she likes to tease people a lot, which I really like to do if I'm close to somebody. Yeah. Damon knows because we've interacted a lot. But yeah, I would say I don't really relate to her love of torture though. So much.
You don't?
Well, that's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
Okay, that's the lie.
Hey, I admitted to something. Okay.
Oh, Damon, you always think you're being tortured.
Dude, what?
You always think you're being tortured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a masochist for life. I don't know.
This is why we're friends in the game too.
Yeah.
So, David, since you're talking, how do you relate? How do you relate to your characters?
Well, I too have a dark and troubled past.
Why not? You're an actor.
Yeah, I know. It's my backstory. So I feel like he's pretty level-headed and strategic and kind of knows what he's going to do. And I feel like when it comes down to it, I am pretty collected in that way. But he's also like, I don't know, I feel more reserved than I am. I feel like he's not so much type to be sassy like me, and that's hard. Sometimes I have a hard time like not making too much of a dig
You're more like
because
Nadia.
especially yeah. Because like I want to tease Nadia and be like, oh my god, and roll my eyes at her, but I got to be nicer to her. So I think that's probably the most difficult part is not sassing Nadia as much and being like, they're like playful.
Well, I get to sass you all the time, so I win.
I love it. And Kaylee, do you relate to you again? You also have, I think you have the most characters of everyone here. Is there one in particular that you relate to? Or do you a little bit of each? Or what do you
I'd
think?
say I relate the most to like it's kind of a really terrible to deal with mix of Tio and Mint.
Okay.
Because definitely like with Tio, like when I meet new people, I'm pretty shy and I kind of just listen to things around me. And even like when I'm with friends at first, like the beginning of the night, I'll just be really quiet. And then I'll just wait till someone slips up and say something really snarky, and everyone will just be like, "Did you what?" Like the double takes. But I'm definitely not like consistently at that level of like calm and in control. And I like to like go out at 2 a.m. to go on donut adventures and like
Hell yeah.
get in fights on the street, you know? Like it's just what you
On the
do.
street.
Her nickname should be Tapatio because her clapbacks are spicy as heck.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Wow.
Wow.
The good one
Have you
too.
been sitting on that one?
We've been workshopping that one for a couple weeks.
Sean, how about you? The
You
bundle
know,
of
Reen, there's just so many qualities that Reen has as a character that makes him memorable and admirable. You know, he takes on massive amounts of burden because he's not willing to ask others for help. He keeps talking long after he doesn't need to say anything anymore. He keeps showing up long after he's overstayed his welcome. And most importantly, he has an adventurous
Very,
path that he
very
refuses to keep
true.
inside. So, you know,
Is he gonna get therapy in the next game?
all of
That'd
these
be great.
See, that's what I don't relate to is that he might actually get help for his problems. No. So I do relate to the fact, like one of the things that I really cherished is I remember during all of the reunions in Cold Steel 2 that he really took the time to just like express how happy he was to reunite with these people that he thought he might never get to see again, you know, in the throes of war. And whether it was giving them life advice or just being affectionate or just letting himself be vulnerable and showing how appreciative he was of them, that is something that I kind of it leaked into me, and I was so honored to be a lead character in this franchise that it kind of taught me to turn back around and be appreciative of my castmates more often.
No one
I
knows.
noticed that when I was
We
recording for
probably won't
Trails is
know
around the same time that I started
until like the game
really doing
releases,
more to lift those around me,
mainly
to like
because of
support
story
their
plot.
efforts, to share their successes, to really put the spotlight on other people more than I let it be on myself. Now, I still have to get better about letting myself cherish the times when I've succeeded, but I really am grateful for that because Reen kind of taught me to be a better, you know, social actor in terms of, you know, supporting others in my industry. In terms of things that I'd find it hard to relate to, I do disagree with how often he feels like he has to take on everything himself. Like, I definitely identify with that sense of the best way to get something done is to do it yourself. You don't want to offload too much responsibility onto others. But I am willing to recognize when getting someone else's knowledge or experience or referral or just outright their help and information can really make a problem easier. And there's so many times when I was streaming the Cold Steel games that I just wanted to like reach through the screen and strangle him and just be like, can you please, for 5 minutes, just let someone else take the reins and your life will be so much easier. So that was definitely the part that made him the most memorable, but also the most frustrating for me.
right on. Thank you.
Delegate, delegate,
True.
delegate.
Oh my god.
We'll move on to question
I'm the
3.
queen of delegation.
Yeah.
You guys go do it.
We'll let's take this next one. So for the moments and trails, what was your favorite moment during recording at any point during the series?
I'll start on this one.
Please.
So Leona's favorite character is Crow. And in one of the past games, he has this very heartfelt death scene, right? I mean, and it's just It goes
Spoilers.
on forever. It's like, I'm not
Spoilers.
dead yet.
I'm
Like,
joking.
I still have another monologue to tell you. And it went on and on and on. And it's Leona's absolute favorite character. And so the wonderful actor, Scott, finished the scene. And I turn around and Leona's just in tears because he just, laid it on the table. And it was just this beautiful scene. And I look back at him and he, after doing this very heavy scene, goes, "Why all the long faces?"
Oh shit.
Crying because it's the death of her favorite character, and he did it so beautifully. And he had just this perfect comedic timing of "why all the long faces" with this big goofy grin, and we just busted up laughing. And I think it'll be forever one of my favorite Trails recording moments because
You
it
got
was
Nadia,
just
Susie.
so unexpected for him to come off this big heavy scene with this goofy kind of attitude. It was wonderful.
He is voicing Nadia and Rishi as well now.
Anyone else? Any awesomeness? And that panel.
Working with you.
Aw,
Yeah,
David,
that was
you're
great.
hired.
Yes.
Studio dogs.
I'm
Oh
sad
yeah,
I
Studio
wasn't
dogs.
there.
doggos.
The
I'm
dogs are
sad
great.
that I wasn't there for the part where, what was it? KG was supposed to say thanks Eustace, and he says thanks Jesus instead.
Thanks. That's a good one.
What the
Like, I
fuck?
don't have a personal favorite moment. I'm stealing that one and taking it for myself. So
Yeah.
KG has this amazing sound that he makes when he screws up a line too,
Oh.
and it's like, and it is the funniest thing because
Gargling
he'll be
marbles.
giving you this line and then he'll like screw it up, and so he just makes this
What?
horrible, wonderful sound.
To give an actual answer, first of all, I know I say this every time on Twitter. Those who follow me on Twitter know I've always said this is the best performance of Reen I've ever given, and I said it for 2, and I said it for 3, and I said it for 4, and I hope Val will agree with me on this one. But by the time I was done with Reverie, I was like, oh man, like I've come so far, and I've faced all these challenges, and I'm so excited for how this is going to come across, and I'm so grateful for it. But also, on the personal side, as someone who streamed all of the Trails of Cold Steel games, I also took it upon myself to dub every single unvoiced line that happened in the game as every character. Like, we had a running tier list of which ones I did the best impressions of. Jonah, yours was pretty much consistently in the top
Yeah,
3.
Sean does a very good Jonah impression.
So I'm proud of that, because I would see there were literal scenes on the VODs where like there's a cast of 16, 20 people in a meeting room, and I'm like, please let this be voiced. And the
God,
first
yeah.
line shows up and there's no voice, and I go, oh god damn it.
There's only so much time in the world, Sean. We can't voice all the characters.
I know.
Can't voice all the lines. Can't voice all the characters. It's just, yeah.
It's true. Does anyone have any other memories they'd like to share?
Wasn't recorded, but one of my favorite Randy lines that I never got to say is, "If this ain't a bruh moment, I don't know what is."
Oh
That's
my
far not as it's
god.
hilarious, and it like encapsulates his character. But I think the best things that we did are going to be in this game that we're talking about today. I finally got to take Randy's kind of like mask off and finally break his character down a little bit, and I'm very
I
excited.
will agree with
it.
that. You did some amazing work. I am really excited to see everyone's reaction to your
Yeah.
Randy's.
Same.
I really am.
I don't know what is.
I had my first kind of like anime cliche scene in Trails of Cold Steel 3 where a male and a female get into like they fall down a hole, and like anatomy gets landed in somebody else's hands, and then like
Classic.
like the classic anime, like, oh no, your boobs are in my hands, and I did it twice.
Oops.
And that was I remember that being like, wow, I'm really, because again, this was fairly early in my career. I was like, I'm really doing this right now. This is an actual thing that's happening, and I'm getting paid for it. Wow, what is life?
Kelly, you said studio puppies.
Oh yeah, I remember in our last session we still finished like on time and everything, but we probably would have finished like an hour earlier. But Max really liked every take I did halfway through the take.
They're so sweet. I love them.
Here's
all.
I don't know if everybody can see, but this is
Oh,
the
baby.
puppers.
studio
miss
pup.
them.
Studio dogs.
These,
Those
little,
puppers.
these are the boys that will greet you when you come work at the studio.
They're
Except
so
for the one
nice.
who will just bark at you.
That's
That's
Maxwell.
Max.
He's
Yeah.
my little gothic Sheltie.
I mean, he'll
He's
greet
the-
you, but he'll like.
He's
bark
shy
at
and anxious
you.
like a true
Like,
goth. And then
Yeah.
the other
He's like
one
hi,
is
but he's like, but don't
Cooper,
touch,
and
but
then
hi, but
Raymond. Yeah,
I
Max
think-
like hi,
Right.
but yeah. So those
Yeah,
are
if
the
you,
Last
like,
time-
pups.
you
That's what
don't
everyone's
look at
talking
him,
about.
he'll come over and sniff you, and you're like, but you
Yeah.
just have to pretend he doesn't exist.
And then he
I
gives you
think-
the chuff of disapproval.
kind
And then he goes away.
of like Damon, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
It's
don't
funny.
look him right in the eye. He might come over.
You're allowed.
Eventually, someday.
I'll allow
Raymond,
it.
I think, came into the booth with me the last time I was there, and he was like, Keith and I were like, is he gonna stay here? Is he gonna chill? Then he sort of started barking. He's
I
like,
love
I'm a soft.
Raymond.
You're
Everybody
so
so
cute.
cute.
Ah,
Everybody loves
Baby.
me.
I
right
love
on.
that now we all know that like the dogs are cheating on us with each other all the
Yeah.
time.
All the time, constantly.
We think we have a special relationship, and then we realize that like they do that with all the actors.
Okay,
but
but
it's
Carrie,
okay. It's okay.
I think
We
you've
still love
petted. I think you've pet Max before,
it. I have.
and I don't think anyone else can say that. So
I was
did.
able
I
to
did.
tell
did you
that.
pet him, Susie?
I
Did you
did.
pet Max?
I did, and you were like, "No way, that's
Yeah,
crazy."
you have to be like,
Yeah.
don't, but you don't look. You don't look.
Yeah, I can't look. I gave him a
Don't
little
look.
ear scratch last time I was in. It was
Ooh.
short. It was very brief, but there was like a little lean. Then like, oh, never mind.
I
That's
was
him
like,
on-
oh, Max is growing up. I love it.
Big boy.
Oh, right. In the interest of time, I think I'll move it on to the next one, if that's all right.
Mhm.
Sure.
Sure.
So we actually went to Twitter
Oh, cool.
and we asked some fans to give us some questions, and a lot of people chimed in. Thank you, everybody who did, but unfortunately, we were only able to select 3. So in the interest of time, we'll go through all of them, but maybe not necessarily everybody. If you don't feel like you have an answer to it, feel free to set this one out. But for the first one, it's what's the best way you get into character? And this is from Sith Scott.
Sid Scott, I like it.
I wear really comfy clothes. Like I wear real comfy clothes
Mhm.
and always sneakers because she is wobbly.
She is wobbly, and for me, it's posture because Aurelia is very, she
Yeah,
is kind
totally.
of in my
Yeah.
chest voice. So for her,
But
it's
they're more
posture because she's
snooty.
rigid and she's in charge. So it's
I'm very much a method
physical.
actor. I will take poses based on what Reen is doing at that time. And infamously, when he has the reunion scene with Elisa, I cradled a bottle of water to my chest like I was looking down at her and patting her head. So
Acting.
Yeah, but a lot of time, a lot of times, especially coming back in, they always have like classic lines for you, like file, and like I always feel like even if I don't remember exactly what I was working with on a show or a series or something, like once I hear myself back, like in that space, I'll be like, ooh, oh yeah, oh yeah, I remember my idea now. There's always like something about hearing your previous files that like kind of locates it for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
For
Okay.
Kyo, I do a lot of taking like big breaths because if I'm getting too like hyped up, I just need to like recenter myself with her. So just like, okay, now,
Blow
now
yourself
we're just
back
here.
down.
Everything's fine. And it's not
Yeah.
that she doesn't feel things; it's just that she keeps them in a very little tight little area.
Yeah.
Space.
just
Well, I
pretend
mean,
she's like a streamer casually
Contained.
playing Minecraft to wind down
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
But it's like it's normal that when you get excited about things, like your energy, everything, you know what I mean? That's totally
Yeah.
normal. So you're like working against yourself. Like that's tough.
One of the best pieces of acting advice, again, my career is very young, I ever got was from Valerie when I was doing Randy. And I have a habit of speaking very fast. And I have a habit of like talking like with much urgency. And her only direction a lot of the time was just slow down and everything's going to come out great. And especially for Randy too, because he's a really chill dude. And a lot of his stuff just needs to have this, and I had said before, have this like, Fred Jones kind of like urgency to it, where it's just like, there's a small amount of leadership to it, right? So that has to have a dictated amount of
Little bit of
measure.
commanding.
a little
Yeah.
bit of commanding to it. Yeah. So I just slow down, and then everything just came out all right.
And I think
Yeah.
that's something that we all kind of struggle with
Yeah.
voice acting is that it's a
think so.
very hard position to keep your energy up and go slow.
With a
Yeah.
meter,
Right?
yeah,
Because we don't want
exactly.
it to be
Yeah.
slow where we're putting everybody to sleep,
Mhm.
but we want it to be slow to either give it the weight of command, of the commanding
Yeah.
feel to it, or
Yeah.
to give it the slowness for enunciation so we can understand it, so we can actually get that nice, clean enunciation. It's finding that balance between keeping it
Mhm.
energized and not going too slow, but going slow enough. Same thing with speeding
Yeah.
it up, right? I
Yeah.
always tell you guys if we have to speed something up, I don't
Yeah,
tell you to go
keep it up.
faster. I tell you to energize it.
I remember with
Energizing
yeah.
does the trick.
I remember with you, Val, with Cold Steel too, the number of times that you're like slower doesn't mean deeper, Sean. You don't have to drop your voice because you're going slower. So
Oh,
I will
God.
keep you honest in the booth. I'll go put it right here. Put that voice right here.
In my brain.
Let's move on to the next one if it's all right.
Mhm.
What's the most enjoyable type of lines to do for Trails from Ashley and
Lines
Jen?
without names.
Ah,
No name.
No, Aaron, only a
I was
Carrie.
like, wait, how do we say this? How do we? Because like at
Well,
one
the
point
names-
I think it's going to be one thing and then it's not that thing, and then you learn that it's like, okay, no, it's this way. But then you're like, oh, but now that I think it's this way, is it because I actually learned it the right way, or because I'm very confident and learned in what I thought it was, but I was wrong? Am I still wrong in my confidence about how to say this?
you know those parody anime scenes where they do like 20 cut-ins of characters reacting in like 10 seconds or something like that? That's how
Yeah.
I felt whenever Reen was addressing people and be like, Yuna, Kurt, Instructor Valentine, Aurelia Le Guin, Alan Costa,
Like 30 people there.
Randy, like literally going through
Too
each
We've all
many.
name.
gathered. We've all gathered.
And I always
also-
crack up at how many of the girl characters, like 20 lines in a row, would be Reen. Oh, Reen.
Yeah.
Reen.
Why could I never have guys going, Reen?
Green.
The amount
Reen.
of times that they say his name, it cracks me up. Because like I would be like Joe, Joe, in a conversation. I would never say your name that many times.
Why not?
Weird, you do when we talk, Val.
I do it with
So
you, Carrie. I
weird.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
Carrie.
know.
Carrie.
No, you say Joe
Carrie.
all the time.
I do say Joe
Yeah,
too.
We need to mod the game so that
We just do
anytime they
that.
take
Val
an
likes the
action,
Joe,
we need to mod the game so
Joe.
that anytime they take an
Joe.
action, they just use a different version of that. So like if they attack, they go Reen, and if they use an knife, they go Reen. When they die, they go Reen, Reen.
I will say, I do feel like the other kinds of lines that are fun to do are definitely like like when you start to, especially if once you've done the series a bunch, like when you get to your like classic battle lines, like it's always, it
Yeah.
always feels like really warm and fuzzy to like get another purple lightning in there, So
Oh, and that's what
those
I
are
was
always
gonna say.
fun.
All
I
the
like
names
battle
in
lines,
Trails are
yeah.
really cool to say. Like they're all fun names and like
Yeah.
yelling like
Yeah.
"We're on the strike." Like that's very
Mhm.
satisfying.
Yeah,
Battle lines in general, I think battle grids are just
Oh,
kind
those are like my
Mhm.
favorite things to do.
cathartic.
Yeah.
They're
Which is
hard.
not
I need
the
to get out
case.
this aggression. Let's go.
That's like not the
so
case
good
for
after
every
that.
game, right? Like they can be super exhausting, but like there's something about Trails games that make them very satisfying.
Oh, totally.
I got a game for chat. Post your favorite Trails quote, but you have to replace it with the name of your favorite character, one of the words.
nice.
I also
Um,
like lines that don't have lots of clauses in them, so that you're like
Oh,
Kaylee
yeah.
was saying, where you're like, oh, let me expand my lungs possible so that I can make it through, because like the text box is like this big. You're like, okay, hold on, I got this.
And the last little gut squeeze right as you get to the very end of the line to try and get it out without it tapering off.
I know.
Yeah.
You're like, if you can make it to that last syllable,
do
you're
it.
golden, and otherwise all your work is for nothing.
And then you
And they
just
just be
look
like,
at
did
me
they
and
hear that I was
go-
almost had an error? Did they hear that I had not
Yeah,
a
is that,
single
is that
word
no-
left?
is that no-
Could I
Did they hear
sound
it?
And then I'll look
winded?
at you and go, Kaylee, you lost air at the end of that. And you'll be like, damn it.
Yeah.
Again.
I got away with it a little bit more because Sarah can always sound a little bit drunk. So like I had like a little leeway with the way that
Yeah.
things got said, but especially when they're like, oh, actually, can it just be a little, it's a little long. You're like, oh God, one more time.
Yeah, come on, we've had a hard day. Can I just have been tired?
It's not a press.
I just
Walk
came
through
off a
these parts.
battle. Am I really supposed
Yeah.
to say all these words perfectly?
So a little moving on to a little bit slightly more serious question, but I'll note something at the end. For those who have voice characters for multiple games, was recording this session an emotional experience, knowing that this could be one of the last times you may play these characters? that you don't
Reen's
play
never
for a
going
while?
away. He's getting 8 games in a movie. He's here forever.
From Han of the Wild. And yeah, actually, Sean, I did want to say, if you're not familiar with the series, these things are going to be going, I feel like, until we're all dead and buried. So don't worry about that too much. All right. But were your characters to meet their untimely end? Did you have any emotions maybe thinking about that while you were recording?
I am so honored to be in this room with all of these cool people. You know, as someone who got into this industry 15 years ago, bright shining voice actor who was looking at all of these idols and in people voicing an anime that he wanted to be a part of someday. It was over the course of I'm gonna cry. It was over the course of recording for Trails that I truly felt a sense of camaraderie, where it was like, this is the next generation of talent, with some new and some old, coming together and growing as actors. And it was when I truly began to feel like I had a place in this industry, because I made friendships. I had returning friendships with people that I got to work with multiple times. And it was so cool getting to become a part of this new circle, of this new social group of people who shared a similar passion, and just watch us all continue to grow and achieve great things together.
That's a 10 out of 10 Reen speech right there.
Wow.
Anybody want to top that?
I'm good. I'm good. That's fine.
I will say that just because of who Sarah is and kind of the position that she's had in this game, you know, I do feel like at some point we're going to outgrow her. You know what I mean? For the next generation. And I do think that, like, at some point, like, something's not going to go right, because you can't just be awesome. You can't, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be awesome all the time. And she's still so prone to running into danger and stuff like that. And so I do sort of, like, every time, like, a new, like this one, I was like, oh my God, she's still here. Oh no, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't, you know what I mean? So, like, I definitely, like, I personally definitely feel a clock ticking on my character. Just looking at what she's gone through, and you've already really learned a lot about her backstory. And, you know, like, sure, I hope that she, like, retires to a cottage somewhere, and then like comes back every once in a while as like, oh, or whatever. But I mean, I think it's a real possibility that for my character and her track and her position in this game, that she could someday say her final goodbye.
I'm worried about my character because she's getting up there in anime years. So.
I was gonna say
A whole 24.
Like
One foot in the grave and one foot on the banana peel.
So
both of them are very much Merlin
Pinnacle.
types, and I've seen enough tropes to know that the Merlin characters, they're Merlin because they can't be there forever.
Yeah.
So I'm scared.
There's
Yeah,
been a
in
lot
the
of
hero's journey,
comparisons.
the mentors never, like, make it to the end. That's the whole point, you know?
All right. Well, sorry, I actually clicked the button before I meant to, but
Moving
we
on,
are-
I guess. Wow.
we are
Here we
running-
are.
Getting gameplay.
We are running there. So
We moved it. We're good.
Pause
on
chunk.
that kind of a little bit more of a somber note, perhaps we'd like to maybe make it a little bit, bring back the levity a bit. So let's play some games, kind of a lightning round type thing. The
Oh,
first thing
never
we're going to do
mind.
is an imitation game. What it is that each slide will have lines from one of the characters in the game. You'd have to read each line as either your character, or if you'd like, you can attempt to do your best impression of the character. on
Yeah,
the slide.
panel's
So
being good
we
so
have some
far.
notes about the characters if you're not super familiar with them, or if you don't remember since it's been a while. And we also have the voice clips themselves. Again, in the interest of time, I think I might have to maybe choose one per slide. But if anybody has one that they're like dying to try,
We could
Let
just
me
play
know.
back Sean's
I
stream
wanna
at
be
this
Reen.
point.
I think Sean has 19 hours of
Yeah. I think
ahead
this is
time
sort
on
of
it.
unfair.
You can totally just
I'm
use his.
sitting here
It's
going,
perfect.
all right.
Yeah,
He's
here we go.
got this. He's ready. He's trained for this.
I personally really like this first one. It's got a
Me
lot
too.
of sass in it. Anyone? I'll play it.
The way most see it, you're just being sore losers who refuse to get with the program.
Anybody wanna
Serious, Randy.
Oh gosh.
take a crack at that?
Want to step to me? Anyone?
Hi.
I'm just
Sean,
waiting.
you
I want to hear your
You
John.
gotta
I hear
sound
it's
like
good.
you.
Come on, Sean, you've hyped it up. Let's
It's
Come on,
not
Sean.
yet.
Yeah, let's hear this. Come on.
All right, fine. Sheesh. The way most see it, you're just being sore losers who refuse to get with the program.
I know.
That's absurdly good.
Fucking hell, man. I could never do
I'm the
that.
original. So you know.
No.
I'm still
Well,
here.
that's
I'm
crazy.
available. Sessions. Good job, Sean.
Thank you.
I missed all of it. My internet died.
Incredible.
No.
Take it from us. It was amazing.
It was
I
awesome.
bet it
It was
was.
the highlight. It was the highlight of the panel so far, Damon.
Damon, do you wanna try?
Oh God.
Your spin on it?
Yeah, oh gosh, I'm Jonah Scott. Wow.
Here we go, David.
No. I was so scared.
I think he's
Aaron?
genuinely
Well,
embarrassed.
Aaron?
He's not playing it
Sorry, I
up.
didn't mean to call you out if you don't want to.
And you're
No,
both insanely attractive. You're already connected to the character. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'll give it my best shot. Which one am I reading? The first line?
Oh no,
Yeah.
make him say the second one, please.
Oh,
For
yes,
me.
yes.
Do you want me to play,
Play it
the
for me.
clip first?
Yeah,
Play
play
it,
it for
play it.
me.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Alright, let's do it.
If only you'd paid that much attention to the girls.
If only you had paid that much attention to the girls.
Thank you.
My brother Vice.
Oh, hi.
Oh my God, Vice and Nero, no way.
Oh no. Oh, whoa.
Anyone interested in this this last one here?
I'll
I'll do
take
it.
that one. Oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, get it.
Kaylee, do you want to hear it first or you just want to go for it?
I'll hear it. I'm just gonna do it as Tio though. Tio
Yes,
as
please.
Randy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Randy.
Hey,
Here we go.
what's a risky operation without its spice?
Hey, what's a risky operation without its spice?
Ooh.
Pat,
That is
Spicy.
spicy.
I like it.
Theo.
Thank you.
I'm
All
into
right.
it.
Now
Oh,
let's
here we
try.
go.
So
Oh my
not
god.
maybe the complete opposite, but a very different type character.
That is the
Comically
complete
dry.
opposite.
Comically dry.
I'll try
Comically dry.
Altina.
Ooh,
She's
okay.
way different than my character.
Which any line in particular, Valerie?
Let's just try the first one. Doesn't matter.
Alrighty. Playing now.
I don't know what you're planning, but I suggest you surrender at once.
I don't know what you're planning, but I suggest you surrender at once.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
Congrats, Auntie.
Hello.
There's a reason you're the director.
Sure.
I have to keep all these voices in my head,
Yeah, right?
crowded in there.
Your mind palace.
Ah.
All right.
Anyone
Let me do the second one. I'm gonna do the second
We
one.
gotta,
I'm gonna do
we
the
gotta
second
see. We gotta
Oh,
hear
you got it,
Carrie.
Jonah.
We gotta hear
Do the
Carrie
second
for the second one, and then we'll get a
All
guy
right,
for
Carrie.
the third one.
one. Okay.
we can do multiple. I think we still have this actually picked up a lot better than I thought. So
Okay.
all right.
Growing up has less to do with regular consumption and more to do with acting like an adult.
Oh my gosh, my best, Xanthi. Growing up has less to do with regular consumption and more to do with acting like an adult.
I like it.
Good.
Yeah. All right, Alan, you do this third one.
I'm
Let me do
literally
the third one.
speechless.
It's short and sweet. I'll do the third one.
Thank you.
The odds are clearly not in our favor.
Here we go. The odds are clearly not in our favor.
Wow.
There you go.
Nice,
I love it.
nice.
Teenage Randy.
Yes.
That is young Randy before
The
being.
odds are
conscripted.
clearly not in your favor.
Oh
I seriously
man.
couldn't. I could not top that. So. All right, and the last one, last but not least, McBurn.
Yo.
McBurn.
Not familiar with McBurn.
McFire,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
Not. So he does make an appearance, Mr. Kondo, over in Japan. Yeah. Anybody want to?
Yeah, I
don't
won't
think I've
let
ever heard of him.
Look at everyone wants to do it.
Yeah, no,
Everyone
that's-
gets to do one. Everyone gets to do one. Just left to right. Damon, you start.
Okay.
I like it when I find someone who really gets me hot.
I like it when I find someone who really gets me hot.
Kaylee, you pick one. Which one you doing?
The last one. Let me listen to
Okay.
that.
Better give me a damn good show.
Better give me a damn good show.
Carrie.
All right.
Which one,
Give me that
Carrie?
second one. Load it up. Let's see what it sounds like.
Yeah.
What the hell kind of a leash you got me on?
All right.
Spoilers.
Either as Sarah or McBurn, I'm not going
Okay.
to tell you which one, and then afterwards you tell me whether I did it as Sarah or like, whether I was trying to do McBurn or I was doing it just as Sarah. Play it one more time.
Sure.
What the hell kind of a leash you got me on?
What the hell kind of leash you got me on?
That's
Sarah.
definitely Sarah.
Sarah.
I drink too.
My God.
When they cut her off at 8 drinks.
Oh,
3 more.
there's certain voices that it's hard to do,
Susie,
man.
which one you doing?
The
Yeah.
second one as Nadia.
Yeah.
Oh.
What the hell kind of a leash you got me on?
Mm.
It's adorable. Really uncomfortable right now. I don't know about you.
The leash you got me on.
I don't have you on a leash, Nadia. I promise.
On a leash.
Jonah.
The first one. Play it again for me. Play it again,
Yeah.
Sam. Thank you.
I like it when I find someone who really gets me hot.
I like it when I find someone who really gets me hot. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I would be slightly more apt to go on a date with Jonah's version of McBurn rather than McBurn's
No,
version of McBurn because McBurn's definitely gonna murder me. But like when
He's gonna kill
Jonah
you.
did it,
Oh,
I
no,
thought
but I
like
like that.
maybe
That's
he
great.
might not murder
like
me.
it.
But like
Yeah.
No,
like
it's
an
okay. We
80%
like the
chance.
murdering.
Yeah.
We like the
Hurry.
murdery.
Val, which one? Val, which one
yeah.
you doing?
Let me do that. Let me do. I'll do one. I'll do take one. I'll do
First
line
one?
one.
Would you like to hear it?
Yes, please.
You got it.
I like it when I find someone who really gets me hot.
I like it when I find someone who really gets me hot.
Whoa.
Ouch.
Or do that as
Joe.
Aurelia. I
Oh,
like it.
I
when
feel like- so I
find
feel like
someone
doing
who
these-
really gets me hot.
As much
Yeah.
as I want, as much as I want to do a McBurn impression, I feel like Kurt saying the first line is like really,
Really
very
funny.
not normal.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, please
Yeah,
do it as
but-
Kurt, please.
But put it in my ears one more time, then I'll give you Kurt's version of it.
I like it when I find someone who really gets me hot.
I like it when I find someone who really gets me hot.
Sorry for my hotness.
Hot potatoes from the store, because I don't.
I'm a chaste man.
A lot of people have done one, so I'll switch it up and do 2. But then I want to do 3 as Reen.
Right. Here you go.
What the hell kind of a leash you got me on?
What the hell kind of a leash you got me on? And then for line 3, I'm gonna edit it a little bit as Reen.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
no, it's okay. It's okay.
Uh-oh.
Here's line 3 is Reen. Haha. There we go.
I am so sorry.
Funny man.
Max does not have to worry about being recast.
Insanely baited.
Valerie, I did want to say though, your version as Aurelia is probably somebody's ringtone now. That was-
Probably.
Fine. I just did it.
Um,
So,
Game number 2. Would you rather? If you don't know the character, perfectly fine. We have images.
You rather.
For each slide, you're going to have 2 choices. You must pick the choice. What would you do if you or your character were in that situation? Please specify, of course, which. If it's going to be you as, Sarah, for example, for Carrie, or if it's just you as Carrie. And you're free to explain why, though you will still be judged for it. Just kidding. Maybe not.
No, not kidding.
So, for the first one, would you rather go to a casino with Randy or go to Michelin with Tio? And side note, Michelin is like the
like,
mouse
it's a tire
land. I don't know if I'm allowed
Yeah.
to say it. Redacted land in,
This is
here in
hard.
SoCal.
Active
I
lands.
love with Tio, like 100%. Like me. and
Think of it as a
Randy,
resort, guys, pretty
and,
much.
yes, 100%. I mean,
absolutely.
also like I don't really love casinos, but like hands down.
I'll go to
Yeah.
a casino with Randy. Let's go.
I'm
gonna
going to a
casino
casino
with
with
Randy.
Randy.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Randy would show me a good
I would
time.
introduce him to
Carrie
virtual
and
crap.
Sarah will go with Tio.
No,
I'll go
I would
too.
actually take Kaylee to an amusement park just to go. There's one particular amusement park which we can't say, and they have giant donuts.
What?
And
Oh yeah,
I would take
Oh,
Kaylee
I am
there
aware.
to
I
have
haven't
giant
been,
donuts.
but I will go again.
I need to go.
But to answer
I
the
need to go on
question,
a donut adventure.
Yeah.
anytime. I would go to the casino. I actually really love playing blackjack, and I clean up almost every single time. So
Oh my
There
god.
we
Oh,
go.
Haley,
Oh,
Haley
all
counts
right.
cards. You heard it here first,
Hello?
guys.
Blackjack
not
hates me. I'm a
illegal.
virtual
Not
craps
at a
guy.
table with her. Just
Randy
saying
does
for
too,
your
I'm
money.
sure.
Oh yeah.
We need a Trails Casino night.
My question, but
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
what about
Let's
you?
do it.
Let's
What about
do
you,
it.
Charity.
Jonah?
I'm in.
We can do it for
I'll
charity.
give you I'll give you all my
Damn,
money
no one
now.
wants to go
Jonah, what
casino
about
with
you? Are you
Randy?
gonna go with your?
Damn, man.
Are you gonna?
Oh
What are you
yeah,
gonna do?
I'd go with. He showed me a good time.
Oh,
He'd
okay.
show me how to cheat and get away with it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
true.
All right.
He
Okay.
would he would probably even get me laid. So
You and Randy count
fair.
cards. I can
Alright.
see it.
Yeah.
best wingman.
And into the scene from Casino. All right. How about, would you rather train or spar with Aurelia, or write music compositions with Elliot?
Oh.
Train,
Sarah would
100%.
train and spar with Aurelia.
Yeah.
100%.
Swin would also.
Also,
Swin
I would
also would, I
too,
think, yeah.
because I feel like that'd be fun. I'd love to have Val try to punch me in the face.
Yeah.
If I train with Aurelia, I'd physically hate myself with how sore I would be afterwards.
Yeah,
But
it
if
would
I wrote
suck.
music compositions, I would emotionally hate myself.
Yeah.
Because I would just
Yeah.
keep asking him to like transcribe video game tunes, and he'd be like, "This is not art. Like, this is not unique.
This is derivative.
This is derivative."
There's also like very like are you a super violent person, or do you like the arts?
¿Por qué
I
no
would
los
like-
dos?
Susie, what about you?
I feel
I
like
would spar
Risha.
with Aurelia to one of
Oh.
Elliot's compositions. How's that?
Hey.
Is that good?
Ooh.
Writing
Yeah.
is
Very good.
dancing.
And then
I would
Risha would
definitely-
dance to music compositions with Elliot for sure. She would,
There you go.
yeah,
Yes.
perform
I
with
like
him.
that idea so much.
Oh, okay.
Definitely train with mommy. Sorry, mommy. Sorry.
I want it to hurt so good. Next morning.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Swin would go with Aurelia, and then I would go.
One right answer to this one, you guys.
Receive a head
Yeah.
pat from
Until
Reen.
you know
Oh
her
my
and
god.
watch
The
Head
Swing
pats.
is better.
fucking
Better.
degeneracy,
I like
man.
head
The canon in my brain is that Aurelia and Sarah go drinking together all
mean,
the
yeah.
freaking
All the
time.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, then
Yeah.
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 I can't imagine Kurt being comfortable with anybody patting his head. Like, I feel like he wouldn't know how to express it. He'd just
I
be like,
agree. No, I agree. The
Like,
correct
please
answer for everyone is to
not.
have a drink with Sarah, because
Yeah.
even if you
Yeah.
choose not to receive one, he is going to choose to give one. So you're going to get
Mm.
both if you pick
And then
Sarah.
he gets to spar with
Fantastic.
Aurelia.
Plus, you could probably
Exactly.
get Sarah
Yes.
to give you head pats. That doesn't seem that hard. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not gonna take that long before I give you a nice little smack on the head.
Oh my God.
Drunk Sarah would be like, who would pick a head pat from Reed? I could give head pats too. And then she'll like go around giving everyone
Smack people.
Like a whack-a-mole.
Everybody needs a chiropractor the next day.
yeah.
When you go into battle, they can't lift their sword.
You're like,
Yeah, I could use a good bonk.
Oh, what?
That's what Jonas said, going to the
Gary.
casino with Randy.
Yeah.
That actually, that wraps up all of the lightning round fun stuff. After this, it's kind of
Wow.
the part. This is the part where we show trailers and things like that.
Okay. No.
Really?
But,
oh,
Okay.
exciting.
but if
Trailers
anybody
in
else
the
wanted to
Reverie
chime in with
line.
anything, you're more than welcome to.
Well, lie, man. They've done well with this.
I'm
Like,
excited.
I wasn't too sure
You might
of how this was
recognize some
gonna
of the
go,
voices.
but I've been enjoying it for the past hour.
Peggy 13.
Jeez, man.
深い悲しみの中でも希望が遠く思えてもつなぐ絆は始まり僕らまだ飛べるさ行こう
Yeah, for the limited edition, it's up in the US store. For EU, you gotta wait till next week. Spoilerish. I mean, the spoilers if you already know what's happened. But if you don't know what's happened, then you just take it at face value pretty much.
Where one trail ends, another begins. The Legend of Heroes, Trails into Reverie. Coming summer 2023.
I don't know if you
Alright.
guys saw, but they had
was fire.
had little Altina emotes grooving in the chat during the
Yeah, that was
opening.
awesome.
Oh.
Yes.
That bass player went hard. Did not have to go that
Yeah.
hard. Fantastic.
Oh my goodness.
I was inspired from
Incredible.
new drinking game. Every time Reen pats her on the head,
Keen
you drink with Sarah.
expected.
I have a thing.
Yet
Every time
the
every
UK
time he pats someone on
version
the head, I have a
is
gift to sub in
rated,
my chat. I think
what
the
is it,
record was like 13
18?
times in a single stream.
And I'm like,
so-
holy
Oh my
shit, man! I
God.
haven't seen a game rated 18 for this in ages.
So here's some details for everyone watching at home. This will be coming out the summer of next year. For Switch, PS4, PC, and some of you might have noticed we just added PS5 as well. Yeah. So
and it's so cool because you're gonna give us all PS5 so we can play the game on release day, right?
Right? Yeah.
I have a PS5.
yeah, it's also an RPG.
Uh,
Yes, it's in English, and it's in English voices as well. Thanks to this
What?
phenomenal talent here. Seriously, thank you all
Whoa,
so much.
cool.
It's really cool that your talent is able to bring to life these characters, and we are so gratified and grateful that you joined us. Not only today, of course.
Wait,
but
they
also
have
for
the
working on the
PlayStation
game.
VR thing there.
It's super exciting, and I know the fans out there are really excited to see what
Oh
this is
boy,
of course,
that's gonna
as
be
well.
something interesting for most
We do
people.
have a limited edition. That's going to be. It's got a lot of really cool stuff in it.
Yeah,
so
I
if you haven't had a chance
completely
yet,
forgot about the
please, go
VR
to our
stuff.
website and grab yourself a copy. This is kind of like the Gigantor bundle that comes with a lot of different stuff in it. But yeah, from what I understand, this is literally not
The
me
Divine
being
Knight?
Mr. Shill, but they are
I
going fast. From what I
mean,
understand, so seriously, if you're watching and you want a copy, you might
I
want to
don't
go
know.
over this.
For me, it's
and
not too big of a spoiler.
And
Order one already. I'm doing it right now.
as we reach the end of the stream here, I did want to remind you that we
Oh,
were
the
having
end of the
a,
stream?
giveaway going on throughout the chat today. And I'm very pleased to reveal this art. This is a metal art print, which will be given to the winner for those of you watching at home today. So
Super cool.
yeah,
So
this
beautiful.
is
It's
awesome.
really pretty.
But yeah,
And we all get one for participating in the panel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
obviously.
I need one for
You're
my
like
studio,
9
I'm
of them,
just
right?
saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need one for my studio.
we'll save it.
You get all three
We'll send it with the
plushies.
PS5.
There's
Oh,
a,
perfect. I
I
love
think there's
it.
an addition for that where you get all three of them,
I can't wait.
but that costs
But,
like almost
yeah,
200.
that's pretty much the end of the main part of the panel itself. We do have a couple seconds left. I did wanted to give you, whoever wanted to, if you wanted to say anything,
I mean, they are gone, David.
an opportunity to be able to say, what you wanted to say without any of the. Please say this right now. Please respond to this.
On that
cue.
you saw that
And
was
if there is anything that
piloted,
you
that's
wanted
like
to, share as a
your
message to the fans. If you wanted to talk about your
yeah, pretty much man-made
cool
one.
stream or whatever, please feel free. This is a platform for you to.
I want to thank the fans for continuing to support us and to support this game because of all
Can
of
you
you.
transfer from
We get to have
Korean
jobs
to
and do this for a
English?
living and continue to work on
I would
some
like to
amazing,
think you
amazing
can,
series. So
if you're on PC. If you're on like console, then unless you have that PS4 save wizard and they actually give support to it, then no, you can't do it.
And she had mentioned a couple others that were well known at that point. Trails was
PC,
done
then
as
yeah, it should be
embraced
easier
quite
to
yet,
switch,
but in
honestly.
the time that has passed, you guys, your passion has combined with the professionalism of this cast to make it such a great legacy. So please give yourselves a pat on
You
the
even
back.
do VR. For this game, it was like the beach, mini area.
Just you, only you.
You could do that in VR, and I know when it comes out, I know some people are going to be like questioning it, like why was it a thing? I didn't do it because I didn't even have a VR headset in the first place. But yeah, it's just there for people.
Welcoming in brand new characters and members, and so like welcome Damon and Susie. Like we're so happy to have you as part of our family.
The Ellie and Sarah boob area. I mean, it's flipping boob central in that place, man.
Especially after seeing the two of you on the stream together, like playing back and forth. Like if any of that energy is captured in this game, like it's gonna be.
So I'm kind of curious when it does come. I guess when it does come west side, they'll have the true Reverie corridor.
And thank you also to the fans who are just like so passionate that like
that should be interesting to go through like
art you see on Twitter
in the
first
your first round.
in this game. Like I think that's so cool because there's some things I couldn't have like discovered on my own. So I really appreciate that, and I love to see it.
Kuro next year, impossible. Impossible. Right now, you've got Azure coming out in March. This coming in the summer, although I think from the Nvidia leak it said it will come out like June. And Naruto will probably come out like September time.
No, thank you.
And then I would assume Kuro will come the following year.
Lovely cast for coming and being with us today and doing this together. Always the best to hang out with all of you.
You too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for reminding me about the limited edition. I just ordered it for PS4, like right now.
Yes.
Oh,
Who won?
in the chat asked. What? Somebody in the chat asked if we could share our Twitch handles, if anybody has them, if you want to. Yeah, Jonah.
No, damn, I didn't win.
stream
Fuck.
regularly. I'm taking a bit of a break.
I wanted it.
And I'm on
I
vacation
was.
next week. But when I come back, I stream on twitch.tv/. I have a new URL. Twitch.tv/Alpha Anarchy. I've been typing in chat. That's me. Surprise! And I also want to shout out Lenny, who is like a pillar of the Trails community. They just won a thing. So congratulations.
Hey,
Lenny.
congrats.
Yay, Lenny.
That's awesome.
Jonah, thank you. You took my job. I had a big thing.
Naruto when?
Alan, do not forget.
Supposedly like September time next year.
Lenyo, you won the thing. Please contact our staff via the Twitch chat, and you'll get it. Anybody else want to promote their Twitter?
My Twitch is twitch.tv/Sonic Mega, same as my Twitter. I play all sorts of RPGs, dungeon crawlers. We've actually got another NIS published game on the schedule right now, which is Labyrinth of Refrain, Covenant of Dusk. So I'm eager to see how the rest of that game goes as well. We'll be streaming tonight as well, a couple hours after this is over. So I hope to see you guys there.
Ooh. Yeah, and I'm easy to find. I'm just Carrie Karanen on pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Nobody ever has my name.
I'm the only Joe ZJ around, so yeah. I stream.
I'm the real Carrie Karanen on that.
I stream every day at noon at twitch.tv/Joe ZJ. Right now we're playing, and then we will move on to other stuff.
Sweet.
Awesome. I'm Damon Mills on everything. DAMANMILS.
I'm Kaylee Mills and like everything. KY.
We're not related.
I was literally just about.
I never put that together. I never did.
We call that the rumor mills.
Stop it.
I love it. And I'm Valerie Aram on pretty much everything as well.
You guys are so lucky. I have to like have a dot in the middle of my name for Instagram, Susie.young.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm Susie Young on Twitter and my Twitch, although I don't stream as much because I'm moving soon, but I'm gonna stream once I get to my new place. It is Yes Susie, YESUZIE.
Yes.
So yes.
Oh, that's a great one.
I think
Thank you.
we're trying to drop everybody that we can.
Kuro come to the Switch? Yeah, probably will still.
Joe, you
It probably will.
Yeah, just like at noon for like an hour and a half. Like it's just kind of like how I spend my lunch.
And I stream like every
I'm
other
not
day
doing like
for
8. I don't do
4 hours.
19-hour streams like Sean. I really don't do long streams. It's kind of like what it's what I shoehorn in the middle of the rest of the VO day.
I mean to only stream for 3 to 4 hours. It
No,
just
you
ends
don't,
up
Sean.
being
That's how they get you.
Joe, you don't mean to do it for 3 hours. At this point, it's a lie you're telling yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's everyone. Thanks everyone again. Seriously. Sean, Carrie, Joe, Kaylee, Jonah, Susie, Damon, Valerie. Thank you.
Oh, it's like one of my lines all over again.
Yeah, it's not related to like
Seriously, no.
the plot.
Our friendship.
Although there's
You're
like
really
a
awesome.
certain
And,
character
we
in the
so much
game
for
that
today.
Thank you for helping.
coincidentally
Thank
looks
you.
like the fucking Grandmaster in the Trail series.
Day one.
Everybody grab the game when it
But
comes out.
yeah,
this summer,
apparently they're
and,
just not related somehow, which
Summer 2023.
honestly I just do not believe. Knowing Kondo, they probably
Thank
are.
you.
They are
Bye,
probably related.
guys.
Yeah.
You know, man, these bots just do not give up. No problem. It was definitely a nice stream. After their last stream, which was a bit of like a shit show, honestly, this one was way better. So yeah, it's a nice one, and essentially now we just have to wait till next year, really, for it. Oh yeah. All right. I am gonna cut now. The next time I would stream will be I guess, well, I want to say Star Ocean, but the Stranger Paradise DLC is out next week as well, and Bayonetta 3 as well. But I think I'll play that one at some point maybe. But yeah, next week I shall be streaming a new game. Yeah, but good stream overall. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming, for chilling, and I'll see you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, morning, wherever you guys are, and yeah, I'll see you guys then.